on. This is KRON 4 News at 6.
Coming up, many believe it's a foregone conclusion. The Niners will, in fact, relocate to Santa Clara. But if they stay here in San Francisco, many think it's going to be the doing of this man right there, CARMEN Policy. He joins Gary live in studio next.
Ah, yes. We'll remember it.
Our special guest tonight goes hand in hand with the greatest sports era in Bay Area history. CARMEN Policy. Oh, look at Carmen on his beautiful home in Yountville. It's been featured in Architectural Digest, the Wall Street Journal. Now he's trying to help Newsom not have the 49ers leaving on his hands. Man helped the 49ers to 4 Super Bowls during his era. Of course, the big talk now is Santa Clara says we want to have San Francisco. And I'm going to say, this guy, people talked about you being commissioner. You've had all these honors in your career. You started the Cleveland Browns again. Gail must have said, get out of the house and help Newsom. You don't want to do this. Huh? Go ahead.
You have no idea, I have to tell you. I mean, she would look at me in the morning and say, isn't there anything else you can do? Yeah. You know, haven't you heard of volunteer work or something like that?
I'm going to look right at Gail. Gail, you said, go help Newsom and that's it, right? Of course. Let me jump on you right off the bat, all right?
As you always do.
Well, you have to. That's what friends are for. By the way, that house, my gosh, huh?
It's a comfortable farmhouse adjacent to our vineyard, and we like the agrarian life.
The what? Yeah. No. See, that's bad. Our audience, when you say agrarian, half the people have switched off now. Agrarian. We're visiting with a man living the agrarian life. But 49ers, if I'm not mistaken, 10% of their fan base is in San Francisco, and you probably have more fans along the peninsula and Santa Clara. Why is it so important that they stay here?
I think you're understating it.
Go ahead.
I really believe that that's a misconception. When you think about the season ticket list, you have to include San Francisco, Marin County, North Bay, significant parts of the East Bay. Then you also have to think in terms of what's most convenient in terms of San Francisco and the northern portion of the peninsula. I think if you ask them, I think they'd rather come to San Francisco, but it's not only about geography.
Well, I won't argue with you the history of San Francisco and the date line, but you keep the San Francisco 49ers, you put them in Santa Clara, and I'll tell you, just coming out of the Chicago Bear game a couple Thursdays ago, you get stuck in that traffic, you have to talk to your wife for 2 hours just to get out of there. And there's no way you're going to make that traffic better, no matter how much you come up with.
Now, I would love to be stuck in traffic talking to Gail for 2 hours, well, but I can understand the problem.
But you're so in love still after all these years, yes. No, but you know what I'm saying? That traffic is a mess, and unless you can helicopter in, tell me why Santa Clara wouldn't be better.
Well, let me suggest to you what's happening in Santa Clara.
Okay.
There's talk about the traffic situation on weeknights being so bad that the 49ers are considering making an assurance to the city and going to the league and having the league confirm the assurance. They will not play weeknight or weekday games.
Okay. At the most, so 1 or 2, right?
No, I mean, it's still, that was what you're talking about, a Thursday night. Simply by moving the stadium to Hunters Point, you're going to improve ingress and egress significantly. Don't spend another dime on infrastructure. Don't spend another dime on roadways, etc. Just move it to Hunters Point. By giving people the option of coming in from different roads from the north, coming in from different roads from the south, it gets better. When you start throwing millions and millions of dollars at the infrastructure, now you've really improved it. Ultimately, if both projects get done with the kind of transportation situation we're talking about, the difference between the two, egress-wise, will be a matter of minutes.
That's the second time you said egress. Again, I'm sorry, folks. There'll be an infomercial coming up here in a moment. No, you're too shy. No, see, I have to get loud because you're too fast for me. By the way, quick sidelight. If you, DeBartolo, and Willie Brown were still involved with your hands on this, the stadium be built by now, they'd be playing.
The stadium would have been built.
Yeah.
I don't know exactly what the retail operation would have been around the stadium. There would have been a retail operation, and we probably would have hosted 2 Super Bowls by now.
So you say it, just slower group now in charge, right?
Well, no, it's in fairness to this group. We started, we had the momentum, we had everything in place, and it was our complications that caused this whole thing to sort of fall apart. And when Denise DeBartolo came on board, she really came on board cold, had no idea what the real deal was, couldn't get up to speed with it. It was very tricky. Things had changed, and so I understand how they couldn't just jump into this the way we had been enmeshed in it for years and years.
Yeah, I'm not telling you anything. Right now, unemployment is sky high. The dollar is shrinking. I would say anybody with a healthy attitude about life, number 15 on their checklist is the 49ers need a new stadium for at the most 10 games a year. That hasn't helped. What would be your plea to anyone out there? This is important right now.
I think what's really important is we have to say to ourselves, are the 49ers important to the community as a whole? And the answer is yes.
They were when they were 3-1.
Well, no, I still think they're a very significant part.
Oh, of course, and of course I'm kidding. But when you guys made it important, and I think that's what they're bucking right now, is that, you know, I think Singletary's a major factor. I think he's the type of personality that you want to rally behind. But would you give me this much right now? People are just, okay.
There's a bit
Let them build their own.
There's a bit of a yawn coming in because people are suffering. There's no question about it. Everybody's changed. We've changed in the way we view life and the way we view how we approach our day-to-day spending of money. And I think that when you start talking about $1 billion for a stadium, and then you say, oh, by the way, it's going to accommodate 10 events a year, maybe 12. Oh, there's going to be a few concerts and so forth. And then you start saying, well, maybe it'll be 20 events a year if we can put a second team there. And then some of the people in Santa Clara here, the second team is the Raiders, and maybe they're not as enthralled with the extra traffic.
Do you think that would work? Because I had Jed on, and he told me, Jed York, and he said that there's a possibility, however faint, that the Raiders and the 49ers would share a facility. You think that would work?
I don't know if it would work, but I can tell you this. If I were still running the 49ers, and if the team across the bay were the San Diego Chargers, I think I could work very effectively with that organization to possibly put together a stadium situation similar to what they have in New Jersey and New York. So
you and Mr. Davis, is what you're saying, you're not going to go on a cross-country trip together?
Well, he marches to the beat of his own drum, you know, and he really sees things the way he sees it. And I'm not sure that he would find it attractive to share a stadium with someone.
So you'd be surprised if that happened?
I'd be surprised if that happened.
Quick thing on you. This new team in L.A., you'd be interested in getting back in there? Because, again, I'm half joking, but this Newsom thing you're doing is a favor. No offense. What do you want to do, come around and have me berate you about parking in Santa Clara? Huh?
You have no idea what you do to my adrenaline.
Okay,
I mean, you just get me going, and I'm ready to go
but
now
this
for the rest
of the night. No offense. Okay, wake me up. I got to go in and help Newsom, right? This isn't challenging for you.
It's fun.
You could have been NFL commissioner, for crying out loud.
Well, I don't know about being NFL commissioner.
Gail, am I right? Look at Gail saying, damn, Gary's a genius. Thank you, Gail.
Now you know why I bring her here.
Okay. But would you be interested in that L.A. franchise?
I would. Yeah. I would be interested in being involved with an NFL franchise in California.
Okay.
I don't want to move again.
Yeah.
We love where we are. We love the city of San Francisco. We love the winery. We love that Napa Valley life. And by the way, we announced today in our Thanksgiving email that we are sold out. Our first vintage is sold out, and it's wonderful, and it's just great. So,
look at me. I'm giving you an opportunity of a lifetime. No, really, listen to me. Listen to me. How would you like to be in Pam Moore, Heather Donald, a young lady on the end? Would you like to buy KRON? This is it. I mean, you got it, too. You know, you could buy KRON right now with what you walked away from Cleveland. You could walk out of here today owning a television station and all that goes with it, from Henry Tenenbaum to a Zeke Madu. You could own KRON. You want to do it?
They're lovely ladies.
They are.
And I think I'd have to sell a lot more wine.
Okay. All right. And the final thing, real quick, the stadium, when are we going to know one way or the other? Is it going to just talk? I got 30 seconds. Talk. When will we know shovels going in the ground?
The Niners are all focused on Santa Clara.
Okay.
And they have to get through a variety of things, including, most importantly, their election.
All right.
We have no more elections to go through.
All right.
Those are behind us. We should know, I would say, by September of next year, what the deal is here, what the deal is there, and then they'll have to make a decision shortly thereafter.
Carmen Policy. Thanks, Carmen.
Thank you.
Who's the National League MVP? We'll tell you in a minute.